Good morning, viewers. Welcome to this law lecture series. Today's topic is cognizance of an offense in English. Very soon, you will have the Hindi version of this lecture also. Here is the synopsis of the topic. Cognizance of an offense. What does it mean? Cognizance of an offense. What does it mean? There is no statutory definition of the term cognizance of an offense, neither in CRPC nor in the IPC. The term has been defined. So the expression cognizance of an offense is to be taken in its ordinary sense. In its ordinary sense, taking cognizance of an offense means application of judicial mind by competent magistrate or court to the facts brought before him so that he may proceed in accordance with the CRPC. Application of judicial mind by the competent magistrate or judge to the facts disclosing offense brought to him in accordance with law so that he may proceed in accordance with the CRPC. See the second point. No proceeding, judicial inquiry or judicial trial. No proceeding can initiate without taking cognizance of an offense. The first step is take cognizance of an offense. After taking cognizance of an offense, that means after application of judicial mind to the facts disclosing offense by a competent magistrate or judge, in order to proceed in accordance with the CRPC, no inquiry, judicial inquiry or no criminal trial can ever proceed. This is the condition precedent for initiation of criminal proceeding. Chapter 14 CRPC. Chapter 14 CRPC from section 190 to 199 provides for taking cognizance of an offense. Conditions requisite for initiation of proceedings. No proceeding can initiate unless and until first cognizance of an offense has been taken. Now, who can take cognizance? Who can take cognizance of an offense? Look here, judicial magistrate first class. Judicial magistrate first class can take cognizance of an offense. Section 190, subsection 1. Second, judicial magistrate second class. Judicial magistrate second class may also take cognizance of an offense if he has been authorized by the chief judicial magistrate. Unless and until he has been authorized by the chief judicial magistrate, a magistrate of second class cannot take cognizance of an offense. Section 193. It says, Court of Session cannot take cognizance of an offense directly. Judicial magistrate first class may take cognizance of an offense. Judicial magistrate second class, if authorized by the CJM, may also take cognizance of an offense. But the Court of Session cannot take cognizance of an offense. Section 193. This point shall be detailed here. Now, what are the modes of taking cognizance of an offense? What are the modes of taking cognizance of an offense? Upon police report has been produced before the magistrate, and upon that police report disclosing facts as to commission of offence may form the basis of taking cognizance. So cognizance of an offence may be taken on police report. Section 190, subsection 1, clause A. Second, cognizance of an offence may be taken otherwise than on police report also. Otherwise than on police report also. What does it mean? Otherwise than on police report may mean three things. Upon complaint disclosing facts as to commission of offence. Upon information given by a person other than police officer disclosing commission of fact. Third, upon personal knowledge of the magistrate that some offence has been committed. So there are four modes of taking cognizance of an offence. First, upon police report, section 190, subsection 1, clause A. Second, otherwise than upon police report. This includes three. First, upon complaint, 190, subsection 1, clause A. Second, upon information given by a person other than police officer. Section 190, subsection 1, clause C. And the third, upon personal knowledge of magistrate that some offence has been committed. So these are the four modes of taking cognizance of an offence. Now, procedure after taking cognizance. The magistrate or the competent court has applied its judicial mind. That means it has taken cognizance of offence. What shall happen thereafter? What is the procedure post taking of cognizance? Procedure after taking cognizance of an offence. First, if the cognizance of an offence has been taken by a chief judicial magistrate, he may proceed with the inquiry, he may proceed with the trial, or he has an alternative. He may make over the case to some other competent magistrate, requiring him to hold the trial. Suppose I am CJM. I took cognizance of an offence. Thereafter, I made it over to some other competent magistrate to proceed with the trial. It is not obligatory upon me to make over the case. I may make over or I may not make over. I may proceed to try or inquire into myself. Or I have an option to make over the case for trial to the other competent magistrate. 192 clause 1. Power of the CJM to make over the case to some other magistrate for trial. Second, can judicial magistrate first class who has taken cognizance of an offence may also make over the case? Can judicial magistrate first class who has taken cognizance of an offence may also make over the case to some other magistrate? Yes, if he has been authorized by the CJM to make over, then he can also make over. But unless and until he has been authorized by the CJM to make over the case to some other magistrate, by itself he has no power to make over. Judicial magistrate first class may also make over the case after taking cognizance to some other magistrate, provided he has been authorized for that by the CJM. Commitment of the case. The magistrate, after having taken cognizance of the offence, if he finds that the offence is a serious one and it is exclusively triable by court of session, suppose it is murder, suppose it is dacoity, suppose it is rape, these are the offences which are exclusively triable by court of session. So the magistrate, after taking cognizance of the offence, if finds that the offence is exclusively triable by court of session, then he shall commit the case to the court of session. Commitment is made under section 209 CRPC. This is very important section, 209. I am a magistrate. I took cognizance of an offence. Offence is a serious one. It is exclusively triable by court of session. So I should send this case to the court of session. Technical term is commitment. I shall commit the case to the court of session so that he may proceed in accordance with law. But before committing the case under section 209 to the court of session, I, the committal magistrate, has to perform the statutory duties under section 207 or 208, whichever is applicable. A magistrate who is committing the case to the court of session on the ground that the case is exclusively triable by court of session has to perform his statutory duties under section 207 or 208, whichever is applicable. Both will not apply. They are alternative sections. If the cognizance has been taken upon police report, section 207 will apply. If the cognizance has been taken otherwise than on police report, in that case section 208 will apply. 207 and 208 are alternative sections. They can never apply together. If I have taken cognizance on the basis of police report, section 207 will apply. If I have taken cognizance on the basis of other than police report, that means upon complaint, upon information by any person other than police officer or personal knowledge, in that case section 208 will apply. Look here, this is very important. Section 191. Section 191 is relatable to section 191C. I am a magistrate. I took cognizance of offence on my personal knowledge that some offence has been committed. Now it is my duty to ask the accused that whether he wants that I should continue with the inquiry, whether he wants that I should continue with the trial, or I should send it to some other person, some other magistrate. What do you want? Whenever a magistrate takes cognizance of an offence upon his personal knowledge under section 191C, he is duty bound to ask the accused person whether this magistrate should continue with the case, trial of the case, or it should be sent to some other magistrate. If the accused says, please, you don't try, transfer it to some other court. If there are more accused persons than one, and any of them says that no, it should be transferred to some other court, it shall be transferred to some other court as directed by the CJ. Now, can court of session take cognizance of an offence? I have just told you here, section 193, it says a court of session cannot take cognizance of an offence directly. General rule, no. Court of session cannot take cognizance of an offence directly. Section 199, subsection 1 bars taking cognizance by court of session directly. Why? when a magistrate can take cognizance of an offence, why the Court of Session cannot take cognizance? Why has he been debarred? Why has he been forbidden from taking cognizance of an offence? What is the rationale? The rationale is that taking cognizance of an offence is a technical business. It can be performed by junior officers, magistrates. Why the senior court, the most senior judicial officer, the sessions judge, why should he be vested in taking cognizance? Resources are limited. They should be optimized. So if I have a senior judicial officer, say Court of Session, sessions judge, he should not be vested in taking cognizance of an offence, which is purely a technical business. Let the cognizance of offence be taken by jury and magistrates, and more serious jobs, more serious judicial functions be performed by the sessions judge. He should not be vested in the taking cognizance of offence. That is the rationale or logic behind bar contemplated by section 193. Exception. Section 199 subsection 2 provides for exception. If the case falls under section 199 subsection 2, the Court of Session may take cognizance directly upon the complaint filed by the public prosecutor. Look, this is exception. As a general rule, Court of Session is not to take cognizance of an offence. Bar is contemplated by section 199 subsection 1. But exception is there in the clause 2 of the same section. It says, if the public prosecutor files a written complaint, the Court of Session may take cognizance on the basis of that complaint. Complaint must be a written complaint, and it must relate to offence of defamation. Complaint must not relate to any other offence. It must relate to the offence of defamation, chapter 21 IPC. Who has been allegedly defamed? Who has been allegedly defamed? Public prosecutor says, President of India, Vice President of India, Governor of any state, Ministers of Union, Ministers of the state, Ministers of Union Territory, or any public servant in discharge of his functions. They have been defamed. President of India, Vice President of India, Governor of any state, or Lieutenant Governor of any Union Territory, or ministers or public servants. They have been defamed. Public prosecutor has filed a written complaint before the Court of Session. Now it can take cognizance directly by way of exception. Public prosecutor must file the complaint within 6 months. This is the period of limitation. Period of limitation for filing written complaint by public prosecutor under section 199 subsection 2 is 6 months. Court of Session shall take cognizance upon public prosecutor's written complaint. If the public prosecutor has filed the written complaint regarding offence of defamation under chapter 21 of the IPC concerning these persons, in that case, Court of Session is to take cognizance directly, provided the public prosecutor has filed the complaint within 6 months of the alleged commission of offence of defamation. This is all for today. Thank you.